Hello. Welcome back to my channel, LnL Vlogs. I'm Lily, and if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and like on my video. And if you're not new, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about high school and any tips for people going into high school or starting a new year this year. I graduated in 2018, so I've been out of high school for a little while, but let's get into it. Okay, so originally I had the idea to do this video because my little brother is going into high school this year, and we were talking about like basically just school and stuff, and I don't know, he was kind of nervous, kind of just giving some tips and stuff, and I decided that maybe if anyone else who is subscribed to my channel is going into high school this year, that maybe I could give them some tips too. So yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Okay, my first tip for freshmen is don't be scared to ask for help. So you can ask a teacher, you can ask a school office lady, you can ask a lunch lady maybe even, or you can ask a classmate. Chances are other freshmen probably won't know, so you may have to talk to some upperclassmen, but that actually brings me to my next point, is don't be too scared to talk to someone who's a grade or two higher than you, because usually for the most part older kids aren't really that mean to freshmen or anything. I remember going into high school and being so scared that it was going to be like in a movie when all like the seniors and stuff like pick on the freshmen, but it's really not like that. I went to a smaller school, but it really wasn't like that at my school, and I hear that it's not like that at a lot of other schools. So don't be too scared to talk to someone who's older than you, especially because they'll probably know the campus better than you, they'll probably know the teachers better than you. So there's a lot you can actually learn from kids older than you, as long as they're not in the wrong crowd, you know. My next point is to not care too much about what people say or think about you, because when it comes down to it, and not that long, you're not even going to be seeing these people that often. And just in general, moving forward as an adult or as a younger kid, someone who's going into high school, someone who's halfway through high school, you just need to learn to not care too much about what other people think about you or say about you, because when it comes down to it, all that really matters is how you see yourself, and that you're carrying yourself the best way you know how to, and that you're growing in the most healthy ways you know how to. So that's what matters more than what people say or think about you, honestly. That's something I learned about halfway through high school, and honestly I wish I'd spent less time giving a fuck about what people thought and just enjoying myself. So that's why I'm including that into this video. My next point is kind of an obvious one just in general for school, but is to not slack on your classes. I hear so often people who are like, oh, I hate this class, so I'm not going to do the homework. If you don't like the class, then you need to make sure you do better or as good as you can in the class, so you don't have to retake it, because you'll just hate yourself for it in the long run. So don't slack on any of your classes. Do your homework as soon as you get home, because it'll still be fresh in your head, and it'll just be easier because you'll still be close into that mindset of school. So it'll be easier to just get it done, get out of the way when you get home, and then you can relax and you won't have to worry about procrastinating. Procrastinating is one of the worst things you can do when it comes to high school homework, because especially if you have an A-day, B-day schedule, like at my school, well, in my old school, if you have that, then you'll think, oh, I have an extra day to do it. But it really doesn't seem like that in the long run when it actually catches up with you when you do that for long enough. I used to do that, and I screwed myself over almost. And I had to like do a lot of work to get out from under that, because I would put it off until the next day, and then I would have double the homework on one day. So make sure you stay on top of your classes, because you don't want to waste your time retaking them when you can take an elective later on instead. Another tip is that remember that if you have to be someone else, or you have to fake that you like something or lie about yourself in order to get into a certain group or to get in with someone you want to be friends with, that in the long run, if that works, that you're going to be miserable anyway, because you're not being yourself. You don't get to be yourself around them. So just be yourself. Like, don't freak out about what other people think, like I said earlier, and just don't be anything other than yourself, because that's the only way people are going to truly enjoy you and appreciate you for you. And you'll just be miserable if you have to pretend to be somebody else at school. It'll just feel terrible. My next point is that it's okay to not know exactly who you are yet. It's okay to not know exactly what you're doing with your life. That's what you're supposed to use high school for, is to figure it out. That's what you're supposed to do in your electives. You're supposed to try new things. You're supposed to try new clubs. Even if it's a club that you're not sure if you'll like, just join it. You can like leave it later if you don't like it, but then you'll know for sure that you don't like that certain topic, or that you don't like that certain task that the club does. You know, that's what electives are for, so you can figure out what you like, your passions. So that later on in life, when you're in college, you don't switch your major 4 or 5 times, so you don't waste your parents' money. Now this is a tip, this next one is a tip that I applied to every single year of my high school, is to stay out of other people's drama. If someone doesn't like someone else, that's not your business. Even if you're friends with one person, that's not really your business. You don't have to talk about that person. If this one person is complaining about this other person, it doesn't really matter that much unless one person is your friend. You can hear them out and still not talk shit and still keep your nose out of drama. And in the long run, it'll make you happier to stay out of drama, because then you won't be grouped in it, and then no one will be like, oh, she said this about that. So just stay out of people's drama. It's really not your business. It'll just distract you from your schoolwork, and in the long run, it's just not good for you. Another thing that's good to keep in mind for going into high school is that even if it doesn't seem like it, everyone else is just as scared that they're not going to figure out who they are. Everyone else is trying just as hard as you are to find out who they are, to find out what they want to do with their life, and trying not to waste their time. So don't feel like you're the only one that's struggling with this if you are, because I can promise you almost everyone you're going to school with is trying just as hard as you are to figure out who you are and to figure out what you want to do. And it's kind of a lot of pressure. It really is. So don't stress out too much. Don't pressure yourself too much. And just honestly go out and experience things and find out what you like when you're in high school, so you don't go to college and still waste money figuring it out. Okay, and my last and final point is going to be that it's okay to dislike school sometimes. It's okay to dislike a certain class. It's okay to wake up sometimes when you have to go to school and be like, oh my god, I hate this. Because as long as you don't give up, as long as you keep pushing yourself forward, it's okay to have a bad day. That's what people don't realize, is that even if you're having a bad day, or even if you're struggling with something, that as long as you keep pushing forward and you keep trying your best, that there's no way you can't come out on top. So just continue pushing, continue doing the best that you can, even if it doesn't feel like you're doing enough. Because I can promise you it will pay off, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. Okay, those are all the points that I wanted to get to in this video. If anyone who's entering high school or is halfway through high school, scared about starting the next year of high school, you guys can comment down below, ask any questions, I'll respond. And yeah, that's the video for today. I hope you like this video. Like and subscribe, and make sure you turn on my post notifications so you guys can know anytime I post. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. If you guys need any more advice on back to school tips and tricks for high school, make sure you go check out Carrie Beth's channel. She actually is such a sweet person, and I promise you'll get some tips that you didn't even think of before. Bye!